Saturday to all you lovely people out there. Let me get my chats on here. Just wanted to talk about a few things here. Uh, Saturday morning. It's about 10:45 East Coast time, Eastern time frame. And yeah, let me get my chats up here. Let's see here, live chat. Anyone? Welcome to the Just Listen podcast. Saturday. It's Saturday, baby. Good morning to whoever's online watching me right now. I got a story to tell. When I was a college student, a broke college student at that, early 2000s, I worked at this gas station to make some money. I worked at this gas station. It was right across from the hood, like literally Park Hill. Shout out to Park Hill in Louisville, Kentucky. So I worked at the gas station here. Hello from Netherlands. What's up? I worked at this gas station. I was about 22 years old. You know, me and a couple of college buddies, we were working at this gas station, and we had such a great time working at this gas station while trying to make some money and go to college as well. So me and one guy were at the cash register, and this cute young girl comes in. She was Stray Kids. I don't know what that is. This young girl comes in. She comes to the register, and she's like glowing. Now, mind you, I'm 22 at the time. She's glowing, and she's pregnant. And I'm like, I paused for a second. I said, how far along are you? And she was like, 6 months. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, how old are you? This girl was 15, pregnant. 15, she was pregnant at 15, 6 months at that. And my mouth just dropped. My mouth literally dropped whenever she told me that she was 15, 6 months pregnant. And I was like, 15? I was just shocked. I was like, you're just a baby. You know, mind you, I'm 22 at the time. And I knew in my right mind, you know what I'm saying? When you see specific things like a 15-year-old being pregnant and you're 22 and you know that there's going to be hard times for this young lady, you have to say something. I was like, 15? I said, you're just a baby. Hell, you're still in like high school. And she was like, yeah. And I just felt so bad for this young lady. I felt so bad for her because I knew at the age of 22 that I couldn't, you know, at the time frame, I couldn't raise a child. But a 15-year-old being pregnant, it just blew my mind. It blew my mind that this young girl was 15 pregnant. Now, let me tell you something. I have two amazing kids. Hey, shout out from India. Good morning, Vera. Good morning, everybody. Hello. Hey, listen, give me thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I tell you this. We, in the United States, we're in the fight for our lives here in this country. So if you're from other countries, you know, shout out to you guys. I know you guys are seeing from afar what's going on here. And I'm pretty sure you guys feel the same way I do. Like, feel the same way I do. But back to the story here. So this young lady was 15 and pregnant. Okay? 15 and pregnant. And I am a junior in high school. Junior in college, And she's pregnant. I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Like, I know as a parent, it is not easy raising children. Hell, my wife and I, we've raised two. We raised two. We got a 22-year-old now, and we have an 8-year-old. And, you know, just trying to stay on top of your child, making sure that they're doing the right things, making sure that they're staying out of trouble, you know, being a responsible parent, and also taking care of them. You know, it would just blew my mind how young this girl is to be pregnant at the time. Now, you know, granted, this was, 20 years ago, 22 years ago, around that time frame. And so I'm pretty sure, you know, hopefully she's doing well now. But working at this gas station really opened my eyes to the different experiences, guys. I'm going to tell you. Open my eyes to the experiences in life that we all go through. So I worked there for several years. I ain't going to lie. making money, making the okay money. It wasn't the greatest money back in early 2000s, but you get what you get. But I enjoyed it because I actually worked. The manager at the time, they were flexible with our schedules and things like that. And so, I seen the drunks come in. I seen the drug addicts come in. I've seen the drug dealers come in. I've seen the lottery players come in. You if you've ever worked at a gas station, and I'm gonna tell you, the gas station was right across the street from the hood where I worked at, right across the street from, they call it the ghetto, and we've seen all walks of life come to the gas station. You have those people that they pump and run, where they're pumping their gas, they don't come in to pay, and they take off, and you have to either get their license plate, which they couldn't do nothing. You couldn't do anything about it at that time frame. They say, hey, you don't chase after a person who's stolen. You just get their tags and then report them or whatever. But nothing. I don't think anything was ever done at that time frame. But yeah, we right now in the time frame, in this day and time, 2026, there are so many different things throwing at us, just like in 2025. Just like in 2025, there are so many things throwing at us that we are exhausted. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. We are exhausted. I know I am. With the events that are happening in Minneapolis, Minnesota, here in Florida, just around the U.S., excuse me, and around the world, I am exhausted. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to stop talking about the things that I'm seeing. I'm not going to stop talking about the things that I'm hearing from my family members that are in Wisconsin, from my family members that are in Illinois, Chicago at that. I'm not going to stop talking about the ills of what's going on in the United States of America. Because the people around the world is seeing it as well. Now, they have their issues also. They have their issues as well. But here in the United States, I can only talk about what's going on in my backyard. I cannot talk about the wars or whatever's going on in other countries because I don't live there. You see, the problem that we have with people who speak on other country issues is that they're not living that situation. So the only thing that they can give is their speculation and also the misinformation, because that's what it is. And we have people who are from other countries who's doing the same thing in the United States. That's what they're doing in the United States. They're shedding and providing misinformation to steer the American people's mind frame from inaccuracies, lies, and so on. The lies that come from not only the Trump administration and this government that we have running this country to the ground right now, but we have those Russian bots. We have those people who are just saying, oh, Donald Trump has brought in so much money for the United States that he's going to pay all debts, whatever. When the last time I checked, the national debt, our national debt in the United States grew to $1 billion in 1 year. 1 year. Let me take a look. I'm going to read some chats here. So we're going to keep talking about the current events that are taking place with the ICE Gestapo and my sentiments about that. But let me read some of the comments here because I'm pretty sure that we have those individuals that come on here just like they go on any other progressive content, liberal content, and they shed misinformation. And then they'll shoot over to Fox News and they will sit there and they will placate to the lies that Fox News is telling you, saying that everything is great when it's not. So I'm gonna just go over here and I'm gonna talk about some of these comments because I know that there are people who are part of the cult, and so those people need help. They need deprogramming. You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, if you have any kind of sense, if you have any kind of thought, rational thought, you will know that this country is not going into the right direction. They're not going into the direction that we are the envy of the world like we were when Biden was in office. And you can I'm just going to just say it flat out. I'm just going to say it flat out because we know that MAGA will continue to push the envelope. They will continue to push the envelope. They will move that goalpost billions of miles for misinformation and lies. Also, share this live because I'm gonna try to start doing more lives on Saturdays, Lord willing. My family, I love to spend family time, but I am going to try to continue to do lives, and I'm going to try to find a good time for it to be convenient for everybody, or as much as I can, because I know people in other countries, they're in different time zones. They might be 6 hours ahead, they might be 4 hours behind, so I understand that. Oh, Sean, I see you. Okay, you don't have to share. I don't care. Listen. When I do this, like I said, you're gonna have those thumb thugs. Like my pastor said. My pastor said that you get on social media and you might post a video and you have those thumb thugs out there who they want to try to kill your joy. They want to try to take you down to a level where you are second guessing yourself and what you posted. Because I know the thumb thugs now. I know the thumb thugs. Like Sean over here, Sean 4236. That another thing with individuals like this, individuals that come on and they post bullshit. They come on and they talk about, oh, you're lying, or you're getting paid, or you're spreading misinformation when they don't even live here. I come and post. When I do videos, you see my face, so you know that I am real. This is not that whole AI thing that, you have those AI channels where it might be AI generated and you have the person that looks real, but then you find out that they got 8 fingers on one hand and 4 fingers on another hand. No, you're going to get the real me. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get the real me when it comes to what I talk about. In my videos that I post, especially the video I just recently dropped about Jesse the Body Ventura. I dropped a video about Jesse the Body Ventura. One wrestler, one of the great wrestlers of my 80s time frame. I am an 80s baby. But you're going to get these misinformation people. You're going to get these misinformation people that come on platforms to lie to you. You know that the sky is blue outside, but they're going to tell you that it's green because it's misinformation. It's a lie. You can see with your own eyes. You can see with your own eyes that the sky is blue, but you'll have those people that say, no, it's not blue. It's red. Look, if you look here and you see how the sun is shining, that is actually a gas and blah, blah, blah. They'll make up a lie. They'll make up a lie. Let me read. Okay, so like I said, subscribe to the channel. We're going to build a movement. We need more people that is speaking truth to power. And I'm going to give you some people to check out as well. But subscribe to the channel because things are not getting better in the United States. They are not getting better in the United States. And you can see that across the U.S. You can see that across the U.S. And let me just respond to this comment real quick. Let me respond to this comment. What is a woman? I don't give a damn what you call yourself. I don't live your life. If you want to call yourself a woman, so be it. I am not all for this whole MAGA talking point, like what is a woman and all this kind of stuff. I don't live that person's life. So for what is a woman, whoever wants to call himself a woman, that's plain and simple with me. Mind your business. The weirdos that we have who are part of this cult, they are so fixated on the LGBTQ community. They're so fixated on transgenderism and all this bullshit. I don't live those lives. Whatever you want to depict, I don't care. If you want to call yourself and you look like a man and you're actually a female and you want to call yourself Robert, I don't care. That's not my life to live. That's the problem that we have with individuals who are hypocrites, okay? You have those hypocrites. You have those hypocrites that want to dictate everybody else's life, but then want to say that they don't want they want small government. That's what Trump is doing. Trump is trying to dictate everyone else's life while lying to you, because Trump lies so much. Look, he will make up a lie to convince those people, MAGA, let me just be specific, MAGA. He will make up a lie so good to MAGA that they will believe anything. Trump does that because that's what Trump's about. Trump is not about the American people. Trump is not about bringing peace, like he said that he was going to bring peace. Trump said that he was going to bring peace through strength. What does that sound like? What he's doing, what he did, what he captured Maduro. He's sending shooting missiles and bombing Venezuelan boats, saying that they're narco terrorists and all this bullshit when they're on international waters. That the peace that you're supposed to bring is being a great leader and trying to accommodate and bring sides together. But we have the most divisive president in the United States right now. The most divisive president in the United States. And you can call it for whatever it is. And the people that are defending Trump now, these people that are defending Trump, MAGA, the right-wing talking heads who are making money off of the lies, selling people lies. That's what they're doing. They're selling people lies. MAGA thought that Donald Trump was going to bring the economy back. MAGA thought that Donald Trump was going to release the Epstein files. Where are they? Where are they? Let me ask you guys this, and I'm going to read in the comments section here. Let me ask you guys this. Is America great? Somebody post in the comment section, is America great? Please, somebody tell me, when was it ever great? When was it ever great? For 400 plus years, my ancestors were used as a number. When was it ever great? When we had slave owners abusing, raping, separating families. When was it great? When we had settlers to come to the country, take land that wasn't theirs, and then make it look like they had been here from the beginning. America has never been great. I love my country. I love my people here in my country. However, when has it ever been great? You know, when I go out here in my community, when I go out and see my neighbors and have a conversation with them, I treat them with kindness, no matter what color they are. My housing division, we're in a blended community. We're in a blended community. We have black people here. We have white people here. We have Asian people here. We have Hispanic people here in this community. And anytime that they're walking, we'll speak, we'll wave, we'll stop and have a conversation. That's about being a good neighbor. But the president in the White House right now, he is treating American citizens, those that did not vote for him, he's treating them like they're the enemy in our country. In our country, he's treating us American citizens like enemies because we do not agree with what he does. That's exactly what he's doing. And the people that are supporting and celebrating or liking what he's doing, they are lost. Real talk, they are lost. They are lost. And plus also, let's talk about this too. ICE. Why isn't ICE in Arkansas? Why isn't ICE going to red states and causing this ruckus that they're doing? Because they want to start a civil war. I'll tell you that. They want to try to terrorize the blue states. so they can start a civil war and Donald Trump can impose martial law and put more military in our streets. Where are my 2A people? Where are my MAGA 2A people that said that we will defend this country from enemies, foreign and domestic? Oh, they're mighty quiet right now. They are mighty quiet right now. You know why they're quiet? Because they say, oh, well, it's not in my door. It's over in Minneapolis. It's in Minnesota. But you see, what's done to those that are in a state that you are not affected at can always come to your front door. People thought that Biden was weaponizing the government because he was trying to protect the people from a spread of COVID. He was trying to protect people from the spread of COVID. So there were mandates that were imposed. Wink, wink. Donald Trump actually put those mandates in at first. But you see, Donald Trump flipped on the script because he knew that his constituents, that the MAGA nuts, the anti-vaxxers were pissed off whenever he decided that he was going to shut down he shut down the country. And Operation Warp Speed, he had praised Operation Warp Speed at first. And then when the MAGA nuts, these make America great again, but my gas prices are still high and groceries haven't come down. When they got pissed off about it, he said, oh, well, I didn't agree with it. I didn't agree with it. Now he's just blatantly saying it. You got to get over it. You got to get over that grocery prices are still high. You got to get over that, oh, well, inflation's down. And I'm going to talk about that here in a minute because I'm going to tell you the reason why inflation may be down. But you got to get over that he's wanted to bulldoze protected national forests because he wants to have his oligarchy building to try to get the minerals and things from our soil. When it's been through time, we get our stuff from other countries so we can preserve our land. Trump said that you got to get over the prices. He said that's a Democratic hoax. Donald Trump said that it's a Democratic hoax about affordability. Don't talk about affordability. That's a Democrat hoax. And then MAGA said, yeah, you know what? Damn right. MAGA, yeah, damn right. Them damn Democrats. Affordability, I don't care. But then they get their electric bill and they, what the hell is this? My electric bill went up $80 this month. And I haven't really used my electricity. But you got to get over it, MAGA. You got to get over it. He needs to listen. Let me read this comment real quick. OG Knucklehead. Hey, yes. And we're gonna talk about that too. If Donald Trump gets impeached by the Republican Party, they are cutting off their own fingers. And the reason why I say that is because they allowed this monster to get into office and run a rush shot on the American people, our economy. That is by their own doing. The Republicans, listen, I'm not giving Republicans any kind of credit, even if they impeach Trump. If Trump decides that he's going to go and attack Iran again, or if he's going to go to Greenland and attack Greenland, I am not giving any Republican credit. I am not going to, good job, yes, good job, Republicans, because they created the monster. The Republican Party created this monster. They allowed for the big, beautiful bill to be passed. They allow for the swearing in of RFK Jr., Pete Hegseth, Pete Kegsbreath. The Republican Party did this. So you think I'm going to just forgive them for doing this? Lindsey Graham, Marco Rubio, all these people that were against Trump before he got into office in 2017, they said that he was going to be the death of the Republican Party. Unfortunately, it took 10 years, 12 years for people to realize that. For people to realize that Donald Trump was going to be the death of the Republican Party. Marco Rubio talking his stuff about Trump. But now they are all for it. Oh, they are all for it. That's hypocrisy. That is hypocrisy. If I had a beef with somebody, and I knew that they were a backstabber, I'm not going to be cool with them. I can't trust them. I cannot trust a person that sits there and he talk crap about me and I talk crap about them. And we just at odds for a long period of time. I don't know if I can be cozy with them and be like, you know what? We need war. We need war. We need, you like war. I like war too. What sense does that make? That means that I am going to placate to what they want. Since Donald Trump has the power right now, and Lord knows, listen, I am hoping, well, not, let me rephrase that. Donald Trump's 80. Health is not in the best condition. If there was some news to come out in the next, I don't know, whenever the news come out, I'm popping bottles. I'm gonna let my wife know, hey, listen, we popping bottles. Well, she don't drink, so me, I like to have a little fun. I still got that, I like to wind down, if you get what I'm saying. Let me go back on to the reason why I believe, and this is my honest opinion, I believe, excuse me, when you get older, you start talking, get, dry mouth, whatever. I believe that the optics of inflation is not because of the American consumer. And I'm going to give you a reason why. I believe that the optics of inflation is not because of you and me. If you live in the United States, shout out to all my viewers from other countries and everything. Shout out to you guys. Love y'all. Subscribe to the channel too. Subscribe. Hey, listen, like I said, we're building a movement because our voices matter. Our voices matter. But the optics don't seem like the reality right now. You had Fox News, they post, inflation and everything because the Trump administration is hiding job reports and everything else. I believe that these millionaires and billionaires, these ultra wealthy individuals are boosting up purchasing power, purchasing things for the inflation to stay down. That's my 100% honest belief. Because my wife and I ain't going out there buying it like that. And I'll have to tell you, we are definitely blessed in my household. We are blessed beyond imagination, excuse me. We are blessed here in this household. But I believe that the millionaires and billionaires like your Elon Musk's, I always say that, Elon Musk, your Jeff Bezos, your Mark Zuckerbergs, I believe that these millionaires and billionaires are tricking the system to make it believe like everything is okay. Like inflation is going down. Yet we get news after news after news after news that manufacturing jobs are being cut. We get news in the news after news after news as the unemployment rate increases. Unemployment job reports was like 190-something thousand last month. 190-something thousand people filed for unemployment last month. And this has been a common trend. One thing that Trump has done that has been consistent is he's been weakening the US economy with his tariffs. These companies are letting employees go. And you know why? And I've said this before, and I actually did a video. Hey guys, check this out. In your free time, please go watch my videos. There's some really good information in there. I talk about AI, I talk about job loss, but here's where the issue is at. American people are not getting jobs. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am lucky. I am one of the lucky ones. My wife is one of the lucky ones to still have a job. But I'm going to be honest with you. They are outsourcing American jobs, manufacturing jobs. When Trump was in office the first time, he lost, I think it was 300,000 manufacturing jobs offshore sent to other countries because of the previous time that he imposed tariffs. Like John Deere literally said that they had to shut down and send jobs to like Mexico and other countries because the tariffs were so high the first time. So I don't believe in my heart of hearts, I do not believe what you get in these reports about the consumer report saying that, inflation is going down, because we see it. I see it at the grocery store. I went to the grocery store. My wife and I went to the grocery store yesterday. My wife and I went to the grocery store, and I had to get some vegetable oil. And we usually would get like, a big bottle of vegetable oil. We used to get that nice size bottle. I got the small bottle. It was $5. Now I remember some time ago, just a couple of years ago, there was a certain president in office and inflation was ticking up and everything, of course, because of the pandemic. Every country's inflation had increased. And I remember, even vegetable oil was like $3.50, $3.39. They give that weird number like $4.99. Just make it $5, or make it $4.50. Make it an even number. And I'm like, my goodness. My wife and I came out of the grocery store. We had like 3 bags, and it was almost $70. Usually in $70, you used to have like 7, 8 bags full bags. $70 full of groceries. Don't talk about groceries. Don't talk about groceries. That's just a Democratic hoax. Groceries is a Democratic hoax. I went into the grocery store and there was this old woman. This is when Biden was in office the first time. This was this old woman who had 3 apples and she said that she couldn't afford the 3 apples, so she had to put 1 back. Lying ass. He was lying. Those stories that Donald Trump tells is a lie. If you ever think that Donald Trump has went into a grocery store and witnessed some things, it is all a lie. Trust me, it is all a lie. It is all a lie. Let's see here. It says $3 for a bus or subway ride in NYC now. Well, hopefully Mom Donnie will be on his word about free transportation. Hopefully Mom Donnie will be on his word. I hope so. I hope that he's on his word. But I'm gonna just say like MAGA say, give him some time. Give him some time. He ain't even been mayor for that long yet. Give Mom Donnie some time. That's what MAGA do. We are in a full year of the Trump administration. 1 full year, guys. And they're still saying to give him some time. When he campaigned, Donald Trump campaigned on stopping the Ukraine and Russian war. He campaigned on bringing inflation down. He campaigned on bringing housing down. He campaigned on putting more money in Americans' pockets. And that's not happening. Let me read some more comments over here. Subscribe to the channel too. Subscribe to the channel. Let's see here. Let's see. Mr. P, 1983, 4 years destroyed everything. Okay. Closing the border. How can you say the border's closed? They're still going after illegals, right? Is that what they're going after American citizens. That's what they're doing. They're going after citizens. They're going after mothers and children, high school students. They went and caused the issue over at Roosevelt High School, and that's one of the videos I did with Jesse Ventura, where they started going into the schools. Our children cannot even go and get an education without worrying about ICE coming in causing problems. Butter Toast 23 is he's excuse me. He or she is not from this country. That's a bot right there. Butter Toast 23 said, "God bless Trump and ICE." See, that's the problem. That's what I'm talking about right there. That is exactly what I'm talking about. God bless Trump and ICE. God bless the man that promised that he was going to release the Epstein files, but he hasn't released the Epstein files. Pam Bondi, Cash Patel, Dan Forehead Bongino, They said that they were gonna get the Epstein files out. So we can just tell that Butter Toast, good job, Butter Toast. You just let us know that you're a PDF protector. You are a PDF protector. Because I know before Trump got in the office and he campaigned on draining the swamp, releasing the Epstein files. He reversed course when he knew that he was in there. I think they said that Trump was in the Epstein files more than Epstein was. Oh my goodness. Real talk, real talk. All right, let me do this one. Truth Nation Uncensored. Oh, he said, so Truth Nation Uncensored said the left is so soft. What does that mean? The last time I checked, the milk toast was going crazy. They were going crazy when Donald Trump withheld classified top secret documents and Merrick Garland had sent DEA, FBI to the house to get those documents. They were going crazy. MAGA was going crazy because there were people who were spreading misinformation about COVID, who were demonetized, who may have been suspended on platforms. But now that situations are happening to liberals, progressives that are speaking truth and honesty and telling the American people the truth, and they get, let's say they get terminated, they get suspended, MAGA celebrates that. So you see, again, the Trump supporters who are still on the Trump train are hypocrites. They are hypocrites. What's good for the goose isn't good for the gander, right? They don't speak any truth. Seuss's Light, yeah, they don't speak any truth. If you're talking about MAGA, if you're talking about your right wing, they ping pong. You got your right wing provocateurs that ping pong back and forth on what's true and what's not true. And they usually waver over to what's not true when it comes to the Trump administration. But let's just say if Biden was doing the stuff that Trump is currently doing, your honest opinion, guys, if Biden was doing the stuff that Trump is doing, do you think that they would say we need to remove this man for treason and we need to go ahead and knock him out? Do you think that? Post in the comment section. Post in the comment section. If you think that if Biden was doing what Trump is doing right now, that they'd want him X'd out, huh? Biden did worse. American Patriot. See, here we go again. Hey, listen. Keep telling yourself that Biden did worse. Keep telling yourself that the previous administration did worse. When you have even people in your own, whoever affiliated with MAGA, who is leaving MAGA. See, like I said, we got people that come on here who they'll spread misinformation and lies saying that, oh no, Biden was so worse. Let me ask you this question too. Was Obama the most divisive president ever? Come on, let me know, racist. Let me know. I want to know, racist. I want to know. Listen, guys, let me just say this here. There have been 32 people detained by ICE. 32 people died, 32 people died in ICE custody last year. And it's going to be more. Unfortunately, I hate to say it. It's going to be more people to die. Oh, they're only supposed to be going after the illegals. They're only supposed to be going after the criminals. 170 U.S. citizens have been detained by ICE. Oh, I didn't know. Hey, ICE has been detaining American citizens. Yet we got people that talk about, oh, Biden was worse. Biden did not send the National Guard and ICE to red states. Now, just imagine if he sent ICE to Arkansas or Virginia, saying that we have illegals here and they're doing crime. What would that sound like? Would that sound like weaponizing the government? That's what Trump's doing. Trump's doing that. Weaponizing the government. And yes, well, yeah, Virginia's got a Republican governor. I mean, what does that sound like? What is his name? Glenn, whatever the hell his name is. Virginia may be blue, but who's running the country? I mean, excuse me, who's running Virginia? Let me rephrase that. What about West Virginia? What if Biden sent troops over to West Virginia? Not even a border state. And Biden sent troops over to West Virginia. How would you feel? Huh? So 170 U.S. citizens have been detained by ICE. 170. Remember when we had the Black Lives Matter protest, and Donald Trump went over to the church, and everybody say that Donald Trump is he's like godlike, right? And Donald Trump had that Bible upside down. That's because if he turned that Bible right side up, it would have been burning him. And they said, well, what is that your Bible? It's a Bible. Ooh. He was going to shoot. He asked if the National Guard that he deployed on black people protesting the George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, black people getting their lives taken away. He asked if he could shoot American citizens in the legs. Can we just shoot them? Can we just shoot them in the legs? What? Listen. Racists are the downfall of America. Give me some. If you agree, say I agree. Racists are the downfall of America. Things are not getting better here in this country. Things are not getting better here in this country. It's just not. I'm just going to say that. When Renee Good was killed, she was murdered. I didn't know that there was another person in California that was murdered by ICE as well. Keith Porter, black man, at his apartment, murdered. They are not. The media is doing a disservice to us if they're not going ahead and just reporting information that is happening because of this administration. Jonathan Ross hasn't been arrested yet. I don't even know who the person was that killed Keith Porter. There have been 32 people that have died under ICE detainment. We are finding out that ICE has been sexually violating people, women, sexually violating these individuals. What kind of country we're living in when innocent people are being hurt? And we have those that call themselves Christians celebrating it. Like, yeah, ICE, I love ICE. Oh, come on, I need some more of it. Please come to my city. I live in Chicago. Come back to Chicago. That is not Christian-like. That is not. That's hypocritical. It is hypocritical for individuals to celebrate innocent people, mothers, daughters, being violated by these evil men that are out here doing what they're doing. Keith Porter did not have to lose his life from an off-duty ICE agent. Mind you, and I had said this in the last live that I did, Keith Porter, I don't agree with him shooting his weapon off in the air at an apartment complex. I don't agree with that. But the ICE agent that was off duty that came and killed him was off duty in his own apartment. There are two things that man could have done. Number one, he could have looked out the window and said, it's New Year's Eve. It's New Year's Eve, and I know that people are going to do this, even though it's in an apartment complex, and just left it at that. And the second thing that man could have done instead of killing Keith Porter was he could have called the police and said, I heard gunshots outside of my apartment complex. Can you please send someone over here to investigate and take a look to see what's going on? No. This man took matters in his own hands and went and killed somebody. Now, I don't know what if this person who killed Keith Porter knew the man, knew Keith, and they had a beef or something. I don't know. Because that story is not fully being told. And I saw a video of Keith Porter's daughter, God bless her, for saying, please, we need to, don't go after the people. Don't go after the victims. But they need justice. They need answers. Too many times that has been taking place currently in our country that there are answers that are not, there are things that are not being answered. And it's because that we have a racist Department of Justice. That if there's anything that's done by a federal agent, they're just sweeping under the rug. They just, oh, well, who did it? Who pulled the trigger? Oh, it was an ICE agent? Oh, okay. Just give him administrative leave for about a couple weeks. He's going to get paid, and then we're going to put him out in the streets again. They're protecting Jonathan Ross for what? Why are they protecting Jonathan Ross? Why are they not? Why is there not an investigation from the DOJ? Because you know why? We have J.D. Vance, we have Pam Bondi, we have Trump, we have the administration that don't give a damn. Because it was one of them that did the killing. And then what they're doing now is they're trying to go after the governor, or excuse me, the mayor of Minneapolis. And they're trying to go after Tim Walz. And again, like I said, that's weaponization of the government. What if Merrick Garland came after Ron DeSantis in the state of Florida for the SNAP fraud? MAGA would be pissed off. They would be ready to send, call the Proud Boys up saying, we need to have you guys at the Capitol to storm it again. The 3%ers. Oh, yeah. You already know. Let me read these comments. Hey, yep. Hey, let me just say this. George L, I think it's George L 8820. I feel you. This dude, God bless President Trump. Yeah, that like I said, you got these agitators from other countries who they'll create a YouTube username that says, God bless President Trump, and they don't even live here in this country. Nope. That's why you see my face. You see my face on my Just Listen podcast, because I am a person who lives in this country, and I see things that are going on, whether it's from my independent media that I watch, like the Midas Touch, Jesse Dollamore, Kyle Kalinske, Pondering Politics, Tabitha Speaks Politics, Coach D Speaks. I have a lot of people that I watch that are on the ground. Occupy Democracy, Pod Save America, not your Tim Pools and your Candace Owens and Daily Wire with Ben Shapiro. No, I don't listen to no damn Glenn Beck because they're liars. I don't watch Fox News. Whoever's watching Fox News, you know, I feel sorry for you. Not all Trump fans are racist. I just saw a comment pop up with that. Not all Trump fans are racist. However, how is it that Trump fans are supporting what the Trump administration is doing to black and brown people? How can there still be like Trump supporters when we know that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files? How are there Trump supporters? How are there still Trump supporters? Answer this for me. When he puts a ban on countries that are black and brown that want to seek asylum here because where they're at is chaotic as well. He puts a ban on them coming, but he says, oh, Greenland, anyone from Greenland can come here. Anyone from South Africa. How come we can't get somebody from the Netherlands? How come we can't get somebody from, the ethnically paler people to come here to this country? You know, when Trump had that speech, that Klan speech in New York, and you had the one comedian idiot, I don't even know I forgot his name, was saying how Puerto Rico was a dirty country. But they're part of the U.S. Puerto Rico is a dirty country. And then I don't even understand how my Puerto Rican brothers and sisters would even ever think to vote for Trump. After that too, or just basically support Trump and, those family members that live here in the U.S. who are U.S. citizens per se. I don't understand how they would support. I don't understand how any person of color who speaks a different language, knowing that the Trump administration and Ron DeSantis too, the Trump administration said that people that work in the United States need to have their language English, no Spanish. DeSantis in the state of Florida, put in a clause that says something about whoever's bringing logistics here need to speak English or something like that, English only. Now, I was like, what? Just think of this here, guys. Just think of this here. And I'm gonna tell you that this country here, they don't want to learn a second language. Spanish is the second language of the United States. Spanish is the second language of the United States, yet there are some people that don't even know a whole sentence to say in Spanish. A whole sentence to say in Spanish. Yet when you go to other countries, like, my wife and I, we had did a vacation trip to Costa Rica, and there were people that speak English and Spanish. They're bilingual. When you go to other countries like Germany or France, they speak two languages. They speak two languages. Whether if their English is bad, they understand what you're saying and they speak it. It's amazing how we are supposedly the richest country in the world, but our educational system is failing us. Where other countries have two languages that they can speak and understand when it comes to it. English being one of them. You know how hard it is to speak a second language and learn a second language and then be able to flex between one and the other? Trust me, I took 4 years in college, speaking two languages. I was working on Spanish, my Espanol, and then, of course, my English language was the primary, but my Spanish language, I was learning that because I wanted to be able to communicate with my Spanish brothers and sisters. my Spanish speaking brothers and sisters. But see, our country is so racist that people trying to learn a second language, especially Spanish, they get pissed off about that. They get angry about speaking a second language. We are, my wife and I, we are planning, and we're gonna travel outside of the country. I don't know when, but the country that we go to, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a country that their primary language is not English. That's what we're going to do. Like I said, when we went to Costa Rica, it was a great time. It was very interesting to be at a different, a different country, and just being able to see the just we walked the streets. We went to like their food market and everything. It was very eye opening for my wife, and we enjoyed ourselves. And we spoke with people that spoke English and Spanish, and then of course I tried to work with my Spanish and everything, asking for stuff, and we had a great time. But two languages were being spoken. One is English and the other is Spanish. MAGA racists don't like that. So when we got people who are racist, they don't want you to speak Spanish at all. Speak English. I work in customer service. And we have people who they got to be transferred to Creole or Spanish who needs assistance in their language. We get people who call and they say, I didn't understand that person at all. I wish they would stop hiring these people. And I'm like, well, and when it comes to customer service, since we have people from all over the world that speak different languages, they are more comfortable with speaking their language. And that's the honest, hey, if they're comfortable speaking Spanish, by all means, they can get with somebody that's going to help them out. But you shouldn't be upset because you don't understand. And I get it sometimes. It's very frustrating because you're trying to get something taken care of, but you can't because that person doesn't understand you. And I understand the frustration with that. I do. Trust me, I'm human. But you can't be like pissed off that this person has they're working and they're trying to help assist you. Just hang up and call again or ask if you can be transferred. I've had people who they really show their colors. Like you don't meet them face to face, but you can hear in the way they speak, like you can really hear that they have a bigotry towards other people. They have this certain sense that the English language is the entitlement whenever they're needing assistance. No. That's the bigotry that comes out of people. And, when I get somebody that speaks a different language, their primary language is Spanish or French, and they speak English, I try to take my time with that customer. I've had many of people. I had a 78-year-old woman who, spoke Spanish, and she actually she called into the Spanish line. And of course, if it's an overflow in a certain line, it'll come to the English line. And she was speaking English, and I said, well, ma'am, do you need me to get you to a Spanish representative? She said, no, I'll try to work on my English with you. And I said, I respect that, and I will take my time. Don't you worry. 78-year-old woman, primary language is Spanish. And all I did was take my time with her, and I was able to take care of her need. And I said, ma'am, your English is great. Your English is better than my English. I was, being facetious here. But I said, your English is better than my English. And I said, I wish I could speak Spanish as good as you speak English. I wish that I can understand Spanish better than I can speak it. And maybe one day I'll invest time in being able to study it more, but life is busy. Life is busy. Let me see here. All of you are dumb. Trump is looking out for his people, the rich. He's not for any of y'all not even on his level money wise. Yet you sitting here in a chat Going back and forth for what exactly? One thing that there's one important thing that I learned about Trump very early is he's if there's not anything that's going to benefit him, you're no good for him. You're no use for him. If he is not going to get some type of monetary gain with you, you're no good to him. So the MAGA nuts who sit here and they celebrate Trump, it's like, what the hell are you celebrating? You just got your 401k just got effed up. Your gas prices may have gone down some, but guess what? I get mid-grade and super, still $3 and something. So unleaded people, if you get unleaded gas in your vehicle, you might have saw maybe 20 cents drop, 30 cents, but it's not under the $2 that Trump said it was going to be. And Trump said that it is. It's not under the $2. He lied to you guys. He sold you guys on the economy. And the economy is worse off than Biden left it. If Trump didn't do anything, and this is what happened during his first term. If Trump didn't repeal stuff, if Trump didn't do a permanent tax cut for the wealthy, if Trump actually looked out for the people, we wouldn't have all these issues that we have now. Back in Trump's first term, he put a tariff on imports to where we had to bail the farmers out with our tax dollars. We had to bail the farmers out with our tax money because of what Trump did with the tariffs the first time. Oh, he went all in this time. Trump went all in this time to where we had to give $12 billion to the farmers that he effed up in this time with his Liberation Day. So that's called socialism. Something that y'all don't like. MAGA doesn't like socialism. They don't. But the farmers who voted for Trump overwhelmingly voted for Trump. Iowa, Arkansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma. Oh, they were like, I'm going to lose my farm. My soybeans, China's not buying my soybeans anymore. They're getting them from Brazil. My cornfields are dying. And then Trump said, oh, we're going to give them $12 billion from the tariff rebate. I was getting ready to curse right there. I'm trying to be good. That's a lie. But socialism did kick in because he said he's going to give them $12 billion. And let's do the math there. He's giving farmers $12 billion to bail them out. Yet he gave $40 billion for Javier Milei in Argentina to win his presidency again. After Javier Milei has put a wrecking in Argentina as well. So let's do the math there. If we gave our taxpaying dollars $40 billion to Argentina, and then he's going to give farmers from the tariff rebate $12 billion, how come that's a net negative $28 billion if he didn't give it to Argentina? I'm not, hey, listen, if you're from Argentina, God bless you. Javier Milei is a nut. He's a nutbag. He was Project 2025 before we had Project 2025 here in America. Because he implemented the same things in Argentina. And you guys can look it up too. The dismantling of education, the enriching the rich, the unemployment just bottoming out. The employment bottoming out in Argentina. You guys, I'm telling you, Javier Milei, because he's buddy with Elon Musk too. Javier Milei was the anchor to what Project 2025 was going to look like in the United States if Trump got in office. And guess what? Project 2026 is in the making now. It's in the making now. $40 billion goes to Argentina. Now we have to use our tax money to bail out our farmers, $12 billion. And then we continue to fund Israel in their G side with Bibi Netanyahu. with the Palestinian people. I'm going to just say this. I didn't vote for this. And I was watching my guy Hawk's podcast. And you guys got to check him out. And he said we did vote for this. He said that the American people voted for Trump to get in office to destroy the economy, to destroy the United States, to destroy any kind of relationship that we have with our allies. And to a point, I wasn't part of that equation. Just to say it, my household, we saw the writing on the wall. If Trump was to get in office again, I didn't vote for this. Me as a black man who pays attention to the political atmosphere, pays attention to what my children's future is going to be, I paid attention. And so I got on my platform and I tried to promote the party that was actually going to do something for the American people besides destroy them. That's what I did. And I know people are going to come on here and say, oh, well, both parties are the same. That is bullshit. Pardon me, français. Pardon me. That is bullcrap. The Democratic Party, whoever's been in a Democratic Party that's been president, has had to clean up messes from what the Republicans left. Honestly, I'm not even going to go into saying, look it up, because people that actually consciously think should know that. People are. Who proposed universal health care for the American people? It wasn't a Republican. Who has tried to advocate for union workers and say that union workers and people in America needs better pay? Wasn't a Republican. Who's proposed for parental leave for both the man and the woman for bringing a child into birth in the United States? Wasn't a Republican. Who has advocated for time and a half overtime pay for American citizens? Time and a half to combat inflation? Wasn't Republicans. Been a Democrat. Who has done well within the workforce demographically as a black person, who have able to be finding jobs? Under which party has that been? Wasn't Republicans. Now, I know people will say Trump had the lowest black unemployment. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Black unemployment was on the decline when Obama was leaving office, and Trump inherited that economy. Trump inherited the economy of Biden, and now shit has hit the fan. Black unemployment has skyrocketed. Biden tried to implement more people working at the IRS to combat thievery from corporations. He was going to, within a 10-year time frame, he was going to add more IRS individuals to be able to combat the tax fraud. Republicans killed that. They killed that. Let me see here. Let me read. Universal healthcare bankrupted. Who created the KKK? The Universal healthcare bankrupted medical centers who hanged black man for just looking at white women. Killed JFK. The answers to are the Democrats. What flag is the KKK? What party does the KKK support? Universal health care. Universal health care that has been proposed by Bernie Sanders, by AOC, back in the 90s, it was Hillary Clinton. What party is that for? You see, you got the Ronald Reagan welfare queen, and we already know what the depiction of welfare queen was with Ronald Reagan. We had those misinformation channels like this person that said about the KKK. We have these people that, do you understand that at one point in time there was a party shift where, yes, at one time the Republicans were actually like Democrats and the Democrats were actually like Republicans. In modern day time frame, I'm talking about the now. Who does the KKK vote for? Who does the white supremacists vote for? Who is not advocating for universal health care that has worked in many first world countries? Universal health care is working in Canada. Universal health care is working in the United Kingdom. Yeah, there are going to be some flaws with it, of course. There are things that are not going to be perfect when it comes to trying to implement something that's good for all people, right? So there are going to be some flaws. However, individuals with universal health care don't have to worry about dying because they can't get the medication that they can't afford. Where is Donald Trump's health care plan? Somebody post in the comment section, where is Trump's health care plan? And HSA is not going to work. HSA is not going to work. I'm going to be honest with you. But where is the health care plan at? Individuals' premiums have increased. Their medications, if they're lucky that they can afford, now has to hit their deductible. People cannot get authorizations for surgeries because they have to wait on their primary care physician, who by chance might not be in their network anymore. The Trump administration is trying to weaken everything, especially the education system. Especially the educational system. Somebody said, let's see, Trump fixing dozens of issues. Y'all crack me up, man. Y'all crack me up. What issues? What's he trying to fix besides destroying it with the big beautiful bill, where there's going to be a gutting of Medicaid, excuse me, where there's going to be a gutting of this supplemental nutrition assistance program. What is he fixing? Because you remember the last time that Trump was in office, there was always a concept of a plan, a 2-week plan of a healthcare plan. And then when he had the interview, I forgot what the lady's name is. He had this, they dropped this big old book off, was blank. Nothing was in it because he doesn't have a plan. That person probably bought a Trump phone or an NFT. How many of you guys got a Trump Bible over here? How many of you guys have got a Trump Bible? I can tell you this. I work in health insurance. And the people who are no longer able to afford their insurance, no longer on the plan. They can't afford it. A household of 3 costs, I've seen where there was a household of 3 individuals, and this is not even from the marketplace. They were paying $1,700 a month for their health insurance. $1,700 a month for their health insurance. I mean, tell me this. Tell me this, MAGA. Tell me this. People say, tell me this. People say that we couldn't have universal health care here in the United States. How is it that countries that don't have our actual GDP growth have universal health care? I'm gonna give you an example. I believe that there is a country who we fund a lot of money to, who has universal health care. And also they have, I think it's maybe free college or free community college. You got it, Swin. You got it. So the people that are coming on here talking about that we can't have those systems, You're not America first. Y'all are just hypocrites. Y'all are liars. Y'all are cons. Y'all are pawns to the misinformation. Pawns, straight up. And I love it when people say that I have Trump derangement syndrome. I love it. Please, somebody tell me, what does Trump derangement syndrome mean? Because I think the people that have Trump derangement syndrome are the people that support him. When he's doing 170 U.S. citizens detained by ICE, Mark Esper had to tell Trump that no, he cannot shoot people in the leg during the Black Lives Matter protest. 32 people died in ICE custody last year. A 21-year-old was blinded by ICE because they shot a pepper ball into it, blinded the kid up in Minneapolis. 21-year-old, now he's blind in one eye. He is scarred for the rest of his life as a 21-year-old because ICE shot him in the eye with the pepper ball. A green substance? I don't even believe that you are a provocateur. Somebody said Israel don't have their health insurance because of the U.S. It's actually, if you actually look into how they afford their own stuff, you would see how. How much money are we funding Israel? We're gonna give to them. I think they said something like, I think it was like $9 billion. So why is it that we're giving a country some money? Okay, why is it that we're funding them with weapons and everything else? How come they're not generating their own money, their own income? I tell you what, here's what I would say. Let's do this. Let's just imagine if the people's in powers in the United States, let's just say they decide that, you know what, we are going to go dark. We're not going to fund anyone in any other country. We're going to focus on the United States. We're not going to fund anyone, so we want everybody to remain in peace. What would you think would happen with this country? Do you think that we'd be able to afford things like health insurance? Do you think that we'd be able to have afford our cost of living because it's increased? Do you think that we would be able to purchase a home if we were actually focusing on our infrastructure? Do you think that we would be able to get our roads fixed with the big old potholes that people drive through and over in our country? Do you think that there will be housing built for increase in economy with building homes and apartments? There is some construction down here. It's taking them 2 years, or better, excuse me, not 2 years. Since January 21st of 2025, since April of 2025, that construction is not completed, and we're in 2026. And I'm talking about an apartment division. There's a housing division. I did a video some time ago. The apartments are not being fixed because they can't afford the construction products and things like that. Trump is an expert in construction. And the construction owners can't even find workers because they know that they would get documented immigrants who now have to hide from the ICE Gestapo to do the construction. There are so many construction owners who actually voted for Trump too, so they FAFO, who are suffering because of their own demise. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. The Green New Deal didn't get everything that was passed, but I can tell you this, whoever that person was. Let me see. The Green New Deal, mercenary. You spelled it wrong. Mercenary is not spelled that way. The Green New Deal was a gift and you fell for it. Everything that was going to be proposed in the Green New Deal actually wasn't proposed because the Republicans blocked it. They curved what they wanted in there. Matter of fact, when Biden got into office, We were the envy of the world because we increased our GDP so quickly. We recovered from COVID, from the pandemic so fast that other countries was like, man, even though inflation had increased, we were the envy. Jobs were being created in the United States, not lost like Trump. We were bringing jobs back to the United States. The Chips and Science Act that we had, North Korea and like Vietnam and these other countries that were working on that. Biden actually implemented a process for us to have that Chips and Science Act here, where South Korea would have, let's say, 45% of the production, and the U.S. is going to take 55% of the production. So Biden was bringing jobs back. Trump is losing jobs. Trump is losing jobs, and Biden brought jobs because you guys fell for it. I don't see any of you dickheads outside working in construction. I don't see any of you Make America Great assholes over here working the farms, doing 12, 14 hours a day, 6 days a week. I don't see any of you punk thumb thugs on these roofs over here putting shingles on the roof, because y'all not going to do it. Y'all not going to do it. Yet when we drive down and we see that construction, like there's an apartment complex down here. It's rain. I mean, I'm talking about wood exposed. I'm like, I would not want to live in those apartments ever. If I was looking for apartments that are not already built, I wouldn't want to live there. Time and time again, we've had downpours of rain, and there is no construction worker out there when it's a sunny day, or 2 or 3 construction workers outside. On a sunny day in Florida, 70 degrees, 80 degrees, whatever it is, and there is not construction being built. It is not being completed. Then you'll get pockets of maybe like 7 or 8 people working. But yeah, I wouldn't want to live in any of these apartments right now. I wouldn't want to live in any of these houses right now that are being built, because they're not getting built. They're not. Usually when you have a construction plan, you're like, all right, guys, we're going to get this done in 3 months, and we're going to try to get this built as soon as we can. I need 100 workers here starting 8 a.m. Monday morning. And they get 8 workers there. Because the 92 that come here to try to earn a type of living, documented, whatever, to earn a type of income, they didn't show up. So now they're behind project. They're behind project. Because of, guess who? Donald Trump. Donald Trump. He like do that one little jerk off dance. How many of y'all be doing that jerk off dance? Ooh wee. Some of y'all MAGA people, man. Some of y'all MAGA people. MAGA. Faust 41. He says, my wife has a boyfriend. You don't even have a wife. You don't even have a girlfriend. You don't even have a girlfriend. You're probably in your uncle's basement typing. Nah, man, you know what? I'm just talking here. I'm just talking. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. I have a very loving relationship and marriage. Going on 17 years this year. So boom, I guess I'm doing something right. My wife and I, we spend amazing time together. So y'all can say what you want to say. If she had a boyfriend, of course, I wouldn't be here. But she's a woman who loves God, and she's a woman that, if that was true, I could definitely sense that there's something wrong. So nice try. Nice try. See, when you're in a great relationship, you don't have to worry about your wife going out, maybe going out to a little club or whatnot. Because I have a whole bunch of trust for my wife. A lot of trust for my wife. And see, when you're a man who is confident in your relationship and you know that you're a good man and you take care of your woman or whoever you're in a relationship with, you don't have to worry about that. So your little comment, it just in one ear, out the other, because I don't worry about that type of stuff. Because I have a beautiful marriage and relationship, unlike some of you guys out here that listen to Nick Fuentes, who hate women, who down women, who disrespect women, and you never been with one. I don't understand how some of you, what they call them, groypers, yeah. I don't understand how these groypers are mad at women when they ain't never been with one. That's kind of suspect to me. That's very sus, very sus. You know, earlier in the video, I was talking about this 15-year-old girl who was pregnant. Just a baby. She's just a baby, man. I couldn't imagine me having a 15-year-old daughter who was pregnant. I couldn't imagine that. I was watching one of my mutuals, Young Don Reacts, and Nick Fuentes was talking about young girls being ripe at the age of 14 and 15. And I'm like, the hell kind of talk is this? But then I realized that I forgot that Nick Fuentes said he's a virgin or he ain't never been with a woman. So why I'm not going to listen to what this idiot is saying, because if you're going to talk about it, be about it. Not talking about the 14, 15-year-old thing, but he talks about women, but he ain't never been with women. He ain't never had a relationship with a woman physically, or a relationship at that. That don't make any sense to me. Make it make sense. Some of you people are listening to, except for me, because I keep it real and I tell the truth. Some of people are listening to individuals that never lived that life, like relationship wise. You have these men who disrespect women, young men, and they ain't had a relationship with a woman and been with the one, just had a conversation with the woman. Where women are the backbone to every man. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. I'm going to tell you the reason why women are the backbone to every man. Because they birthed you. And you were in their womb with the backbone. So for a man to disrespect a woman, there's something wrong with you. Because that woman was like your mother. When she gave birth, at one time, she had to take care of you. But I get it. Some people are raised terribly. And Nick Fuentes may be one of those dudes that was raised terribly from their parents, from his parents, excuse me. Women need to make better choices in many cases. Men need to make better choices in many cases. It's not just about women making better choices. You need to make a better choice in many cases. You voting for Trump, a PDF filer, a protector of PDFers, that wasn't a good choice. So we're not going to say about women making better choices. We all need to make better choices in life. Women, black people, Hispanic people are not the target. There are people out here who have finally woken up that Trump is a lie. Trump betrayed them. And like I've said before, there are more people waking up to those that are asleep in regards to Trump. Because when the bot farms come out and they start spreading the misinformation and lying over and over and over again, or supporting something like Renee Good being murdered, we know that there's something wrong with that type of rhetoric and talk. Kim JB 72. Tampon Tim wanted tampons in boys' bathrooms. Why? They don't have periods. I don't know. I don't even know if that's true. I don't even know if that's true. You know, if people have a problem with somebody going to go use a bathroom, people have a problem with people going to use the bathroom. They like I heard in France that they have like an open restroom where men and women can just go in the same restroom and use the bathroom. I don't have a problem. Hey, listen, my kids, my kids, they know right from wrong. They know right from wrong. So they're not gonna go and do anything to hurt somebody. Like unlike some of you MAGA people that y'all just love talking about trans folks and all this kind of stuff, but then y'all go ahead and y'all crash the grinder accounts whenever there's a convention. My boys know right from wrong. The sickest people here are the ones that's protecting the PDF filer. I don't care about tampons in the boys' bathroom. Hell, if don't go into a unisex restroom. If you have a problem with tampons being in the boys' bathroom, which I don't care, I could care less. Don't go into a unisex bathroom because maybe that's what it is. Is that they wanted, Tim Walls Matter wanted unisex restrooms in comparison to just men and women restrooms. Plain and simple. Man, Faust, man, I appreciate you continue to comment because I love it because you boost my algorithm. But no, I am not. I am not. I am not. You are. You are a PDF file protector because you are protecting Trump. Because I've seen you posting here about Trump doing great things. But yeah, it's neither here nor there. I say release the files, like I've said before many a times, and hold everyone accountable. Everyone. Including the president. If he's in the files, which he is, we need everything released and unredacted. Like I said before, I don't protect anybody. Bill Clinton's guilty, get him. Hillary Clinton guilty, get him. But you know who's not on there? There is no Hispanic or black person in those files, like Obama. Obama ain't in those files. Oh, Michael Jackson. If he's in the files, only thing I saw was pictures, right? But Michael, he was like, Michael, God rest his soul. But I heard things in the past about Michael. I mean, if he's in those files, he may be in those files. But Obama's not in those files. And guess what? Biden isn't in the Epstein files. Plain and simple. MAGA! Woo! MAGA! I'm sorry, y'all. I'm beside myself. People like in MAGA Benda, y'all will twist the envelope. If Trump said to jump off of the San Francisco bridge, you will fall. You will just go and do it. You would drive all the way to San Francisco, and you would just jump right off of it. Man can't do no wrong, right? Your grocery prices can still do you wrong. Under $2 gas. You can either do the Golden Gate Bridge or the San Francisco Bridge, whichever one. Whichever one you want. Yeah. Are you Pew Pew? Are you talking about me, or are you talking about the man in office? Okay, we're gonna move on. Moving on. Faust 41. He's not from America. He's not. Faust 41 is not from America. Just to let you know, let y'all know, man. Let y'all know he's not from America. Talking politics. Oh man, Faust 41, dude, you're hilarious. I'm sorry you're American with to be as idiotic as you are. You ever see? There's a movie called Idiocracy. What Brondo's got, what plants crave. It's got electrolytes. That's MAGA. That's MAGA. My opinion is not fact. Biden supported Nazis with our tax dollars, 350 billion. Oh my. All right, guys, listen. I think I've chatted on here long enough. Like I said, I'm going to continue. I'm going to try to work on coming on Saturdays live, but I do appreciate all my subscribers. I do appreciate those that live in truth and not misinformation. I appreciate those from other countries seeing what's happening in the United States. Pray for us. Pray for us. And those who are coming for the World Cup, if you are coming from another country, please be careful here. Please be careful. As we well know, there's 20,000 ticket holders that canceled their tickets. But I'm going to end with this here. The Americans who do not like the direction that this country is going, you can see it in the polls. You can see it by the Democrats that run for a political office that are winning in blood red counties, cities, states. We got problems here in America. We got problems, and be safe outside. Watch your six. Try to be careful. Take care of your family. Take care of your friends. Watch your children. If you see a MAGA hat and you have children, hold them tightly. Hold your children tightly and watch them. Because anybody that's donning the MAGA hat is letting you know in true fashion who they are. And we already know two major things with the MAGA hat wearer. Number one, they support PDF filers. And number two, they show their racism on their head or their shirt. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. I have a video that I'm going to be working on this week. Love y'all. Thank you, subscribers. Peace and love. Mwah.